You already got people in your waiting room, baby?
Let them in.
You got 3. Huh?
Let them in.
No, I'm not going to let them in until you're there. That'd be weird. Oh, yeah, this is F Train here. Ready? Are you going to
Put
sit?
this on top of that so that our double chin doesn't show.
What?
You sent to my address?
Yep. Watch your foot. Should I let him in?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that too?
Yeah, but it's still connecting.
You're wearing your glasses. You look really smart. How come the screen's so grainy? Do you?
I don't know.
I guess the light's not very good. Seems like it's good. It's weird because it never gets like this for me when I'm. Right, so there. If you turn it on from behind, it's not gonna help. Okay. So we get rid of this. Actually, I'll put this down here. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Then you want to do.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Thank you for dropping in.
Oh, hold on. Are you muted? Hold on. Okay.
Sorry, we were muted.
Okay.
Birthday.
Hey, hey, Jacqueline. Are you guys? Say something. Let me see if I can hear you guys too.
Happy birthday.
Testing 1, 2.
Ah, good. Yeah, it's working. Maylee, Maylee, can we hear you?
dog.
Oh, hey, Dave and Edie, what's your what's that like target behind your back there?
Oh, it's just a dartboard. Hi. It looks like you made a nice meal for Emmett. It looked good.
Yeah, he was like, rolling the dough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw,
Wow.
wow.
I made everything
Impressive.
from scratch.
Amazing.
Hey, Sonia. Is that Marcus too? Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Babette. Wait, I'm trying to. It should be.
That's Cece. That's not Cece.
I'm trying to log into my own computer.
Thanks. Happy birthday.
Who's that, Marcus?
Yes.
I'm Sonia. How are you?
Hey guys. So what's the best way to do this? Should we like should we mute people and let people speak one at a time, or should we let everybody say whatever they want? What do you think? This is our first time doing a Zoom
We're all friends. It's nice to have conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. So guys, say whatever you want, and just whatever you want to share with about Emmett, or say hi or happy birthday or whatever.
Hi,
Why don't
Marty. Hi, Babette. Hi, Sonia, Marcus, Rihanna, Maylee, Jocelyn.
Coda.
Why don't we sing? Hey, aren't we going to
Yeah,
sing
let's
for
sing
her?
happy birthday. You want to play guitar and sing?
I can't play.
Oh, okay. All right, who's gonna start?
You start, Edie.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear
Emily. Happy birthday to you. It's a little delayed, so it's a little funky, but it was good. It was fun.
Thanks for
Wow.
coming, guys.
Oh,
Now we have
We love you.
3 frontliners on here.
Ooh, right.
that right?
Okay.
Hey, give it up
well,
for the frontliners.
Dr. Marcus and Sonia and Edie. Dr. Edie, you guys are both in Valley Hospital. You know that?
oh.
Who's the one at Valley? Raise your hand.
Marcus.
Marcus?
We can't hear.
Oh,
Yeah, there-
hi, Marcus. How are you? Where do you work in Valley?
Well, I'm a cardiologist, so I have my own practice, but I'm in and out on the floors
Nice.
all
I'm
over.
I'm a pediatric hospitalist there, so
Ah,
I actually got to work. I'm actually working tomorrow at 7 a.m. So.
oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Oh well.
It's been
okay.
intense. It's been really crazy.
I mean, as I've told Emmett, I don't really consider myself frontline. We're sort of business as usual, but because I work in labor and delivery, pediatrics, the hard part has just been being in the hospital when we had like 250 COVID positives and worrying about myself bringing it home to him and our daughters. But other than that, it hasn't been too bad. So
Sure.
I'm
Well,
just
I've been
blessed.
actually-
I'm blessed that I haven't caught anything, and the babies for the most part are negative, even when the moms are positive. So that's been a blessing too.
That's been positive.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I just actually was at Valley this afternoon. But I go in and out because I have my own practice. So I'm certainly not like a hospitalist that's there, 12 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah.
And we've been fortunate in terms of me and my staff, but
Good.
we certainly have seen some things with our patients and stuff. It's been.
I'm sure you must have, and I'm sorry for that. Yeah, that's been tough time to be in medicine. But our daughter actually wants to be a doctor, and we're so happy that through this whole thing, she actually has reaffirmed her desire to be in medicine and to be able to do something. So that's kind of cool. I'm
That's
happy
awesome.
about that. Yeah.
Following her mom's footsteps.
That's the other frontline worker where they are.
Okay, who's the other person that's frontline?
Sonia is
Sonia,
Sonia.
my wife.
Oh, Sonia.
I work in his office.
Oh, very cool. Nice. Nice to meet you.
I'm a
And then
little
we all live in Ridgewood. You guys both.
Well, we're eating these cheese and crackers. We're going to need a cardiologist soon, so I'll get your number later.
Yeah, so when I was going through my COVID thing,
Yeah.
I was calling Edie a lot, and then Marcus. Marcus was my doctor, so it was really
Okay.
Well,
Like Marcus Lowe.
we have to say that Emmett and Neil are survivors.
That's right.
Yay.
They got through this whole thing and
Thank
they look
goodness.
great.
Well,
And you
thank
didn't even take hydroxychloroquine, did you?
But I took Lysol,
But we drank bleach though. That
bleach,
helped.
that helped, which was good.
Right. No politics on the Zoom call.
No, but
We don't know if Big Brother's watching.
you know what's interesting is that in February, our Viber group, our Philippine Viber group, which consists of Emmett and my high school group,
Nice.
we have doctors there, Philippine doctors, and they were actually discussing hydroxychloroquine as a solution, and they were using it, but it wasn't empirical. It was more anecdotal. They had I think, up to 50 cases that they treated successfully with it.
Yeah.
So,
No
it
doubt.
was interesting because it didn't work as well, I guess, here in the U.S. And it could be that it's working better in other countries or with different kinds of nationalities. I'm not sure because in our country, we were exposed to dengue and malaria and all those other
Yeah.
diseases.
Yeah.
as well.
Absolutely. Well, it's not that it was a joke or anything. I mean, it you know, and we're learning as we go about a lot of the things that we were doing we didn't know, like the whole thing about ibuprofen, whether it's bad or good. I just took all our ibuprofen and hit it because I'm like, well, there's no reason to take that. If there's a chance it's going to not be good for us during this time. But even at Valley, they were offering hydroxychloroquine to employees if they came down with it. So there is something to it, but there's a lot of risk, and the cardiologist can speak to that. But you know, there's more risk maybe than benefit to use it in the outpatient setting. So
Yeah, I think they have some trials now, so that's
good.
we'll learn more as time goes on.
Exactly.
But there's definitely a lot of people are using it, even in the community. A lot of
Sure.
private practitioners were prescribing it. But we've had I've had at least 1 or 2 patients who've had what basically described a sudden death from the
Wow.
chloroquine because it can cause lethal arrhythmias. So,
Yeah.
so it is. It may help, but there's definitely a lot. There's a growth curve in terms of learning more about it.
Absolutely.
Trump says, what do you got to lose?
You guys that aren't from New Jersey, Marcus and Edie, tell them how many COVID patients you guys had in Valley. Must be like
Well,
thousands, right?
you know, it's really great now because it's way down. But you know, at the peak, I want to say something like 265 were hospitalized.
Yeah.
And they were taking units and making them COVID units. You know, they had to. They just made all these changes in the hospital. But now we're down to like below 30. So I think we're in good shape for now.
Yeah. Yeah, Edie's right. At one point, it was really high, and I think the total number is approaching about 1,000 patients that were actually treated over this period of time.
Oh, sure.
And we had something like over 250 deaths, maybe more, over that month and a half. We were clearly Bergen County, like New York City, for our country, is one of the ground zero places, and so our experience is very different. I was speaking to a cardiologist in California, and they had 20 cases of COVID, right?
Wow.
So their whole experience is very different than that.
Very different. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hi, Bombit. Welcome. Bombit,
Hey.
you're muted, Bombit. You're muted. Bombit's one of my closest friends from college. A real buddy. So
Happy birthday. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
So, Emmett, where's everybody from? Is everybody local?
oh no, Babette is in Geneva, right? Geneva, Switzerland?
No, I'm in Basel now, and
Oh,
it's
you're
2:30 a.m. So I'm keeping my voice down for everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
Babette just got married, Maylee and Bombit. I don't know if you know that.
Oh,
She got married
congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Babette.
Best
Thank
wishes.
you.
to
Really?
It was the last official ceremony before the lockdown. So
Oh,
thank God.
Wow. Congratulations, Babette.
Congrats.
Actually, so anyway, Babette is in Basel. Babette I've known since, oh my gosh, since first grade. Same with Rihanna. And then Rihanna is in Arizona.
Yes.
Oh.
Maylee, really old good friend from college too.
Yeah, in the Philippines.
That means you're in the same type gang.
Cool.
So
wow. What time is it there in the Philippines?
8:45 a.m.
Wow. Cool. 12-hour difference.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Hey, Maylee, I'm missing all our old. I've been trying to find our old pictures from college, but
Oh,
Maylee was the photographer of our group in college. But I heard a lot of pictures got damaged with all the typhoons.
I know.
So
I hope you find them.
yeah. Anyway,
You
you had a lot.
Yeah.
And then Jocelyn and Gerald, they're from
Orlando.
That's right. You
All
moved to
right.
Orlando. Yeah.
The new home of the National Basketball Association.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
They're talking about running all the games out of Disney World.
Ah,
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, Lisa.
Jocelyn used to, they both used to live in New York, and we were in the same church, and Jocelyn took care of our kids for, what, about a year? They love her. We still are in touch.
3 years.
Was it 3 years?
oh, wow.
Like around 2 or 3 years, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't see her.
And
I think so.
so, and then Elisa
Hey,
just
Neil.
arrived. Hi, Elisa. Who's a
Where's Elisa?
girl from town here in Ridgewood.
Hello.
Lisa and Culchamp.
Elisa, you're muted. Oh,
Hey,
Alejandro. Hello.
Alejandro.
They're really
Oh,
good
can we
friends
unmute
from
them?
town.
Unmute.
Okay. You guys are muted.
Can't
I
hear you.
am happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And then Marie
You
V.
are all dressed.
Yeah. Marie V is another good old friend from college. She's in San Diego. I'm starting to forget what people are. And Marie V, had a lot of experiences together. We traveled Europe together for a couple months. So,
oh my goodness. Yeah, fresh out of college.
Yep.
That was so much fun.
Crazy.
I think we were the last person I was in Venice
before.
or all of Italy.
Yeah. And
no,
I
Venice
see,
for
I
sure.
see Marcos and Sonia. Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
How are you guys holding up?
We're hanging. we're still healthy.
Okay.
there was a time when we were talking to Marcus and Sonia every day when I was going through the COVID thing. So it's like, anyway.
You guys are super, so.
So, Emma, I was watching a video today about Quran.
Oh, yeah?
Well, who?
Quran in Philippines.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Where is it? Where's Quran?
Oh, Quran. I thought you meant Corona. Oh, my God.
No, Quran.
Quran is a very beautiful, idyllic place, island,
Yeah,
beach.
I saw the videos. It's awesome.
Neil, how much time do we have to talk? I know you are like.
You know what?
Well-
It's not that crowded, so everybody's just sort of chiming in and saying hi. And by the way, guys, don't feel like you have to stay for an hour and a half if if you wish happy birthday and you need to leave.
We're not gonna be for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I have to go in like a few minutes, but I just
Absolutely,
I
just
saw
come and
I
go.
saw I saw Emmett last week. We had a great Zoom call. Babette, we missed you, but it was our entire high school graduating class on.
That's crazy.
I heard about that. No,
Yeah,
no,
it's fantastic.
Oh, cool.
I'm a little delayed on communications. But anyway, next time, the next one.
Mike is joining.
Yeah, there is a web. I forget. It's like gallery view.
Well, since you guys have known Emmett for so long, we need some tidbits on her. Y'all want to share anything?
Oh boy.
Any great adventures or stories?
She never appreciated her beautiful curly hair until
I do now.
she used to straighten it.
Is that right?
Speaker.
Well, that's beautiful now.
Okay, I have Emma.
Michael Rodriguez. Mike, you're
Yes.
muted.
That's how you do it.
Okay, before I go, I'm gonna make my exit soon because people are literally sending me WhatsApp messages that they can hear me from the bedrooms. You know that Emma is a major basketball player, terror basketball player, big bully on the court. Don't
Wow,
mess with
didn't
her.
know that.
So, did you know
I didn't
that?
know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. All right, I got one. I got one for you. Emmett's a great singer. In in Jamboree, our production we do every year. Well, we don't anymore because our kids are out of high school. But to put on a production on to raise money for scholarship, Emmett was one of the lead singers. One year we sang "Coming to America." You know, Neil Diamond. Yeah, coming to America. And she had a nice solo. I was very proud of her. So.
Well, actually, Edie is the soloist in the group. She's an incredible singer and dancer. So he's the one. Thanks. And Babette, you're exaggerating about the basketball. Our basketball team actually was champions 2 years in a row, national school champions. But I was the bench warmer, so I guess I was small fish in the big pond.
I want to see Emma playing with Neil.
I'll like step.
We want to get that taped, of course.
Yeah. So Mike, you're muted. So Mike is also a good friend from college in the Philippines, and actually most of my really close friends from the Philippines we also went to the same university, even though we know each other from elementary. A lot of us, we went to the same university, and we're all part of the same student organization, which is an international business organization where you get traineeships abroad. So we traveled abroad together, or stayed with each other's house while we were traveling. So it was cool. Right. So, and Mike, I'm glad to see you're at your farm. Mike has a beautiful farm that I visited, and he has livestock, and a beautiful view of the volcano, and incredible farm. So I'm glad you were able to join. Yeah, that's his farm.
Didn't the volcano explode a few months ago?
Yeah, that was the volcano that exploded.
Yeah, so take us on a little tour, Mike, of your beautiful volcano.
Oh, nice.
The volcano.
Oh, I like that view.
That is beautiful.
It's on a cliff overlooking our famous Taal Lake.
Wow.
The volcano is in the lake, which makes it unique. But that's that's Mike's vacation house.
Nice.
Yeah, well, causing more headaches because of course COVID. But these are what make it worthwhile.
Mangoes.
Well, the mangoes are wrapped, but they're big mangoes.
So yeah, Mike grows different things each season. The mangoes are a specialty of the Philippines. They're the best, and you just show that the local lines. So,
wow.
And then when we visit Mike here, he brings us to a place to get to pick up fish from the lake, straight from the lake, very fresh, and then we cook it right there and then. It's paradise. So thanks, Mike.
Wow.
Hey, Emon, I'll have to go. Happy birthday. I love you.
Love you too, Rihanna. Thanks for joining.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Hey, Rhonda and Randy, they joined. Can you hear us? There's Rhonda.
Who is that? Oh, Rhonda.
Is Rihanna still in Arizona?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
She should have taken us on a tour of her house too. She's beautiful view up there.
Yeah.
Hey, tenants, you guys are on mute. Unmute yourself.
Happy birthday.
Hey, love you guys. Thanks for joining.
Hi, guys.
Now that Rhonda and Randy are here, I think we can sing another happy birthday.
So Rhonda will sing in her opera-trained voice. Randy will play. Randy's professor of trumpet. You still are, right? So, Juilliard graduated professor of trumpet. So.
Nice.
But Randy and Rhonda are good friends from church too, and they used to live in Ridgewood, but moved to Jacksonville.
That's right.
So these are all my friends from. You recognize some folks here, local Ridgewood folks, and Williamsons, and the others are my friends from the Philippines, and Jocelyn and Gerard Dorval. I know if you remember them. They live in Orlando.
I remember Randy.
You remember Randy?
Hey, how are you?
I was in New York City when you were preaching in Manhattan.
Ah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you did great. You did great.
Great.
Hi, guys.
Great to see you.
To see you too.
It's hard to read body language on Zoom, huh?
Right. Yeah. Hey guys.
It's
Good to
good
see
to see you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
you. Can't hear us. Hey.
Now I can hear you. Hey, Randy.
Guys, I guess Jacksonville never really got much. Like, you probably didn't even close the malls, I bet, right?
Nice. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I think I think for the most part, people took it seriously. Then they opened the beaches back up, and people wanted to do that. But yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah. How about you, Dorville's in Florida? Was it pretty okay down there?
Yeah, we went. By the way, that's a beautiful Paris Saint-Germain T-shirt jersey you got on there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's one of my team
Like
in France. Is that an Mbappe jersey?
Yeah, Mbappe.
Okay. We're enjoying Central Florida. We're actually in a small town called Claremont, which is 4 hours west of, well, about an hour 45 west of Orlando.
Yeah.
And this Tuesday, we went to St. Pete's Beach. So we're checking out the beaches and doing our best to continue to enjoy the self-quarantine. So things are slowly opening up back up. We're planning to have our first social distancing church service on May 31st, the last Sunday in May. And we helped start the church here in South Lake. It's going pretty well. We even had a baptism during COVID-19. So it's exciting times for us, despite all the challenges.
I guess the sun rays killed the virus, right? So that's good down there.
Exactly. The sun is very helpful at containing the outbreak. Florida has one of the lowest rates of the entire United States.
Nice.
So you're actually going to have an in-person service? Like we're sitting apart?
We're going to do it outside the church building. It's going to be 6 feet separation between people, congregants, and everyone is asked to wear masks and gloves. People are also can stay in their cars if they want. And also, if you're over 65 or have underlying health issues, recommended to stay home. We're slowly starting to phase in regular church meeting. And the first one's going to be outdoors on May 31st.
Nice, outdoor.
You want, you can come to enjoy us here. Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, let me just see if we have anybody in the waiting room here. Hold on. Oh, we're good.
They're waiting through.
So anybody have interesting new hobbies during the quarantine?
Oh, we walk every day because I'm working from home.
Okay.
So we walk every day. I love it. So, but I have to go back to the building next month, first week. And I'm a little sad about that because I got used to work from home because we were able to walk every single day for 1 hour, and I love it.
That's great. Okay. Wow.
Elisa is learning to play the drums.
Really?
All right.
Well,
Alejandro is growing, has an aero garden.
I'm growing aeroponic, hydroponic plants.
Lettuce. So we'll have our own salad soon.
Yeah, you have to specify what you're growing there.
Yeah, it better just be lettuce.
Arugula, lettuce.
Yeah, I saw your
no hemp, hopefully.
Right, right.
I saw your
Well,
hydroponic gadget there. Looks fancy.
Yeah, we got another one today for herbs because I always spend so much money on herbs and they all go bad before I can use them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
So we got a second one for herbs to have in the kitchen.
Well, Alejandro, I've been playing a lot more drums.
I'm sure.
And also, I have a little
Well, yes,
putting golf thing down in my basement. I've been doing a lot more
Golfing?
golfing in the basement.
How's that?
Well, you just get these light balls and you chip at them, and you know, it's crazy. And then I have a little, create a little putting path, you know, and I don't think it's going to help my game, but you know,
It keeps you busy.
Short game.
Yeah, if you're serious, Elisa, Marcus is a serious drummer. So
I was just gonna ask that. So that's very cool. Are you in a band?
I play in my church band. I played off and on throughout the years. I started playing when I was like 15, 16. And I played, but just as a hobby. So we played for my medical school, played for my, played at the hospital, and I played for churches. Those have been my main 3 areas. Always just with other people with other professions who are musicians too, and then we get together and play. So.
Oh, and by the way,
I love it.
Edie and Dave, Marcus and Sonia were in Jamboree for a couple years. Jamboree too.
What
7 years.
Very cool.
What was your last year?
Oh man.
Oh, I can't even remember what it was.
I don't know. It's been probably about 10 years now.
Okay.
We were at the last Jamboree. We came to the one past year in January. February. I mean.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Haley, what were you trying to say something, Haley? What's going on?
No, I just wanted to greet you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a great day.
Say hi to the gang out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been traveling
We're
lately?
doing
I know
good.
you've been doing travels to Europe and Turkey.
Where?
Yeah. You went to Turkey.
Yeah, I went to Turkey. We went to Turkey last year.
Yeah.
And Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, you lived in
Well,
Turkey, right? For a little bit.
Well, sort of. I worked there a lot for some time. I had a place there I never used, but yeah, I there. It's like the second one. Your friends who live in Florida, that's on the road between Orlando on the way to Sarasota, right?
No, it's the same.
That's right, Mike. We're about Sarasota's 4 hours south of us, where we're at right now. Maybe a little on I-70. But they have a beautiful beach
When I did it.
called
Far enough.
Yeah.
Far enough from famous flag.
Dance. I was able to get all the.
Oh, that's great. I think Edie and David have a little presentation to do.
Oh, well, we wanted to ask you. Wait, what do you want to do? You want to do it?
No, ask it.
Oh, Neil said you like the Beatles. Am I right?
Yeah. Doesn't everybody?
So maybe can we do a sing-along, or does that work? Does that work on Zoom?
We can try. You know, there's a little delay always, but we can try. When we did Happy Birthday before, it was a little.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If it gets really like
We'll try.
echoey, then everybody just mute except for them.
No, that's okay. You want to do?
Well, I mean, what Beatles songs do you like?
Most, you know. Most of
About
them.
they say it's your birthday.
That's better on an electric guitar if I had it.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to do whatever? Good. Well, Marcus, go get your drums.
Yeah, that'll help us really.
Yeah, we need some drums.
Elisa's getting her drums.
All right,
Ah,
Elisa,
good.
get your drums.
Nice.
She got the bongos.
Haley, you gotta wake up Rhea. She's still sleeping.
I know. You're gonna have to wake that girl up. She wakes up really late.
Or you can do that.
All right, you remember the song, early Beatles song, Please Please Me?
Oh yeah.
Give it a quick shot. Let's go, let's say these words tonight. come on, come on, please stay longer. You don't need me so I know you better come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want the something, baby, but you know it's always better in my heart. I don't want to oh yeah, what do you think? Last night I said these words tonight.
Pero sí, sí, yo te pego.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, please, oh yeah, I got you. Oh yeah, I got you. Oh yeah, I got
All right.
That was beautiful.
Wow, that's amazing.
Acknowledge Dee for being a singer, but yeah, Dave's a total singer. He performs, he does solos and everything.
That's our kids are banging from upstairs. Shut it down.
No, we have two in college, and we're just like we're done with each other now. I'm like, when are you all gonna leave? I'm doing so many dishes, so much laundry. I'm like, I thought you were out of my house. What happened? No, I love them dearly. You know, don't get me wrong. But we're just like on top of each other these days.
Don't you love it when the kids are the ones who are saying, turn down the music?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we get that all the time.
How are your boys doing? You guys?
Good, good. They're both here.
Yeah, good.
Sebastian is still in class.
He is? Wow.
Well, he's in trimesters and he's in California, so it's a different schedule.
Yeah.
So he's finishing up in about 3 weeks.
Great.
And Santiago is here. He's trying to work as a DoorDash delivery guy.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, cool.
Wearing his mask?
I guess.
He hasn't started yet.
He's supposed to start tomorrow.
Okay.
He's working on our garage. We're paying both of them to fix our garage. That's their project for the summer. Because he had an internship in New York.
Oh, yeah.
One more year at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, 1 more year.
He'll be an architect.
Wow.
Guys, we're gonna go, okay?
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for dropping in.
Good seeing you.
Great seeing
Hey,
you.
Maud, happy
Bye.
birthday.
Bye, Ella.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll
Great
dance
to see you.
together to this after all this craziness.
Good.
That sounds like a plan. Celebrate.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So Randy and Rhonda, how are the girls doing? All three of them.
Olivia is in Brooklyn, and just hunkered down in Brooklyn right now, doing some freelance projects. She's an artist. And then Camille and Cassidy both live in St. Paul, Minnesota. Camille is married and working in the mayor's office. And Cassidy is, well, the company Cassie, the retail firm Cassie was working for is shut down, so she'll, once things start up again. But she's doing fine.
That's great.
St. Paul, Minnesota. How did that happen exactly?
Camille took a gig when she was a Vista intern. She was assigned there, and then the mayor's office hired her to oversee all of the Vistas. So it was a good went from an internship to a really nice gig for her. Yeah. And so Cassie moved there because Camille was there and she was ready to leave Jacksonville.
Why? How come? Why would you ever want to leave Jacksonville?
Sunshine to go to St. Paul. Like,
Well, both our girls are home. Nina goes to school local anyway at Montclair, so sometimes she's here, sometimes she's at the dorm. And then our youngest, Cara, goes to school in Canada, so she plans to go back in 2 weeks because, you know, like you guys, she's ready to go back in 2 weeks. So, but they've been working really hard in school, and actually they're both doing summer classes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but Cara said, like my friend, but you know, Howie's wife, right? Diane is from Montreal. So she said that Montreal is so badly hit. I mean, relatively. But in Canada, they're the worst hit. So they have a lot of restrictions also.
Emma, this is Gerald.
Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Is Cara at McGill University?
Yeah, McGill, yes. She's at McGill.
That's a very good school. I still have a lot of relatives up in Montreal.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah. The French-speaking portion.
Yeah, we were hoping she might learn some French, but she's studying German.
Important too.
What about Spanish?
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit, but yeah. So Cara went to Berlin in January for her semester abroad. So she's doing political science, but also intensive German because she's been taking German since middle school. So she was going through a couple of days only speaking German. So that was quite exciting. But then she had to come home. But they still continued intensive German for her online, like several hours a day. So
Wow, that's cool.
there's nothing like being in the country and speaking it every day.
Yeah.
But, Mike, you speak German, Mike, right? Mike, you speak German, right?
Yeah.
Fluent
I
or
was forced to speak enough to do conducting things for complex words of reversing, but yeah. Even first.
Yeah. Mike speaks a few different languages. So he also and Spanish, right?
Yep. Well, yeah. Depends on the situation, I guess. Like last night, I was speaking a language I don't know where it's from. I was agitated at someone. So yeah, I don't know what language that was. Anyway.
That's funny.
And Mike also cooks in many different languages. One of the best cooks.
Oh, you've been cooking a lot. So
yeah, I have been too.
I haven't been. We've actually been cutting back during this lockdown. A lot of people have actually lost weight.
Not me.
Lost weight? Oh, it's the COVID-19 pounds. Hello.
I guess it's just people not wanting to eat because it's it's not as much fun as when you're eating with other people in a restaurant.
Yeah,
that's why
I heard that. Did someone here have a rooster crow?
I heard that.
I think that's Mike. Is that your rooster?
It's Mike.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, he's in a farm, so he has livestock there. So
that's so cool. I want to go there.
But even in Manila, though, the main city, you will hear rooster crows in the morning. So.
Really?
People keep chickens in their backyard.
I had it on mute earlier because the rooster growing out here. Fighting cocks.
Yeah,
Not mine. Not mine.
But Manila actually has what probably one of the most severe lockdowns because they all, you need a pass to go out and even to go shopping, grocery shopping, and they have checkpoints along the road right in the city. If you're out and about, they'll check to make sure that you have a pass to be out that day, and it's only one pass per family for the purpose of getting your essentials.
Okay.
I know that I think they're starting to open now, but I mean, it was, in my opinion, very poorly executed because they also shut down public transportation. So in the beginning, even frontliners, healthcare workers couldn't get to the hospitals. They
That makes sense.
not prepare for this beforehand, and then they finally actually had special transportation and shuttles just for the hospital workers. So
that's good.
You see how badly Brazil is getting hit right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard, but I don't know the details. More roosters.
That's right.
Are you working from home? Or?
Me?
Bombit. I was asking if Bombit. Oh, he's not paying it. Are you working from home, Bombit?
No, I work in the energy sector, so and the office requires us to go in. Although there are just a few of us that are at the office at the time.
Oh, you're no longer with the call center. Bombit used to manage huge. Is it the biggest call center in the Philippines?
No, not the biggest, but one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Now I'm working with a company that does hydroelectric, mini hydroelectric plants.
Okay. Well, that's good for you because I know you wanted to switch industries for a while, right?
Yes.
So Emmett, what did you do for your birthday?
Well, I woke up and Neil brought me some French pastry, some almond croissants and bread from Souk, which is our local favorite pastry shop. And then we went for an early morning walk around the neighborhood before, the rain really started coming down. And then I took a nap. I watched a little bit of K-drama. and then we had dinner. Neil ordered my requested dinner from scratch in town, and also a cake from Souk again. So that was great. And then now we're here.
Yeah, we saw all your folks. They look yummy.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yes.
The Tinnans missed out on Souk when they lived in Ridgewood.
Yeah.
It's this amazing, it's like a French pastry place, directly from Paris. It's unbelievable. It's really, really good.
Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Wilson, just say happy birthday.
What's your cat's name?
This is Wilson.
Hey, Wilson. Wait, is that the Wilson you had back in the day?
No. Say
How old
Wilson?
is he?
18.
Oh my goodness.
my gosh.
Oh,
Tribbles are hands can help you out with.
what life is he on now?
11.
Wait, is he healthy? Is he getting around okay?
He's still yep, this is the week he's going, and then he'll bounce back, and so.
Because we've known you guys for about 18 years, I think. So he must have been, a baby when we met you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we've probably known you longer than that, but we moved to Ridgewood 18 years ago, and that's when we really got to know you guys.
Time, yeah, for sure.
Hey, Ruthie.
Hi, Ruthie. My sister-in-law, Ruthie, just joined us from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Ruthie.
From Pennsylvania.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, Ruth. That's my little sister.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You can't tell anybody any stories about when I was a mean big brother, okay?
I won't. I'm nice.
That's Neil's little sister.
My little, yeah.
Oh, that's
Right here. That's her. Oh.
Remember her.
So how's it going in Pennsylvania?
Good. Still red. Still quarantined, like you guys.
Yeah. Are people out and about?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I guess real estate just opened up this week, so we had our first showing today. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You're in real estate now?
No, they're selling their house.
Yeah.
Oh, you're selling your house. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a showing now that quarantine's getting close to over.
Oh, hi, Yvette and Gary Kyoge. You're muted. You're on mute. Mike and Gary, you know each other, no? Do you? Mike Rodriguez and Gary Kyoge, do you guys know each other?
Wait. I
Sorry,
will.
Gary who? Sorry.
Kyoge, he went to UP too, and
For a couple of years. Emma, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
okay, thanks, guys. Yvette and Gary are in
East Hanover.
East Hanover, yes, New Jersey. And I know Yvette from, we went to the same elementary school and high school. Although she was my younger sister's, in my younger sister's grade. But since we live not too far from each other, we get together for our eating parties.
But we don't eat too much. We eat the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
Correct, Emma?
Yeah, right, Yvette. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? How's everybody?
Everybody's good. Are you both working from home?
Yes, including Rihanna. Rihanna now works.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Yvette, you're still with ADP, right?
Yep, still with ADP.
ADP IT. And Gary, were you with ADP also or a different?
Oh, UPS.
Oh, okay.
18 years now.
Yeah. Also in the IT area or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're both IT, but it took us 20 minutes to get into this Zoom meeting. So I'm good at technology.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I said that for you.
Hey, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Hey, Matt. Hi, Gary. How are you? How you guys doing?
We're good. We're getting tired of being home.
So what is Rihanna doing? Where is she working now?
She works for Wells Fargo.
And she just graduated last year, right?
Yeah. And she's also IT, but we didn't ask her to help us. She would probably have gotten us in like a minute, but we had too much pride.
It's nice to see you. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
So, where's the
They
food?
are leaving, Emma.
Thank you
Bye,
guys
Emma.
for joining.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Randy, Rhonda, everybody else. Have a wonderful
Hi,
Saturday.
guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye,
wonderful
Emma.
evening.
Keep
See you
celebrating.
around.
I have to head out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, Emma. Happy birthday.
Bye, Mike. Thank you for joining.
Bye, Emma.
Bye.
I also need to go.
Bye, guys.
Happy birthday.
We
Happy birthday.
want to show you our dog. Hold on.
Yeah, because the Filipinos joined. It's very early in the Philippines, so I appreciate them joining.
Bye. Have a night.
Hold on. Somebody else wants to greet you.
Oh,
Finally got a dog, but
yeah.
come.
Neil, that was such a cute puppy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is Coda. And then I'm going to see if he can see their dog. What's your dog's name? Oh my gosh, that's a big dog.
Aww. How cute.
Oh, so cute.
Aww. So cute.
What's his name?
Yeah.
That's the eyes. It's like a snowman. So cute.
See the pop snowman.
Yeah, he's a big dog compared to your dogs.
He's smiling.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that's a great.
What kind of dog is that?
It's a Bernedoodle, so it's a combination of a Bernese Mountain Dog and a
Oh
poodle.
my gosh, such a beautiful face.
Is he housebroken yet? I know you've been training him, trying to train him.
Yeah, he's almost a year now, so finally.
Great.
Yeah, but he hasn't been groomed, so he's finally going to be groomed tomorrow.
Oh, leave his hair. It's so cute.
Hey, he has the same hair color as Gary now. Gary, you have the same.
That's how we choose our dogs.
Full of tact.
Peace, man, peace.
Neil, let's see your other dog.
Well, our other dog, I don't know where he is, but this is Coda. He's our poodle. I'll try to find our.
Coda's cute.
Were you guys around with Pistol? No, right?
Yes, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, but the Tinnins moved out of Ridgewood. What year? 2005.
We left in May of 2005.
Yeah, so we didn't get Pistol until 2008, and then we didn't get Coda until 2000, like I don't know, 12, something like that. Maybe no, even later, maybe 2015 actually. So I'll see if I can find Pistol at some point.
Yeah, Coda is actually Nina's dog,
Yeah.
and she brought him to college as an emotional support animal. But of course, guess who's his real mother?
Guess who's supporting him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the dogs attached to you too, Emma?
They both are, because basically I feed them.
Yeah, that's how it is too.
Yeah, and in the early days, I was the one walking them most of the time. Now, not as much. Neil walks them now that he's home. He does most of the walking, but I still feed them. So they're attached to me.
Yeah. Rusty's a mama's boy too.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Anyway, we just wanted to say happy birthday.
Thank you. Thanks for
We're gonna duck out now.
Thank you.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see each other soon. And it was nice meeting everybody.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Stay well.
Yeah.
It's telling me over here.
So Tinnen, how's everything going? Like we have a lot to catch up on. The Tinnins, aside from the kids.
We're both teaching from home now.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to, with some of my private students in the 1st of June, I'm going to start teaching some back in my home studio, but on the lanai.
Out back.
With an electric keyboard. My studio's small enough. I just don't feel good about having people in the house yet.
Yeah.
So, but most of my students have stayed online, and the stuff from the university is online. So it's actually been a pretty busy quarantine.
Yeah, it's been very busy for us because we've been teaching and we've been developing courses to retrofit them for online, So
How do you do online singing and trumpeting classes?
Not ideal, but with Zoom you can take off some of the compression filters, and then you get a better idea of what things actually sound like. So for Zoom, it's designed to where if there's a sudden noise, it'll compress the sound so you don't hear that. But you take that off, and then you can hear the dynamic range in the voice or the trumpet or whatever. It's not as good, but if they have good internet and a decent microphone, then it's pretty good.
There's a delay though.
Yeah.
So I can't play the piano and them sing with me. They have to have all the accompaniment on their side. It's not ideal.
It's not ideal.
It's difficult.
If I have to keep teaching trumpet that way in the fall, it's going to be like they're used to just coming in and performing live in their lesson. So it would become, okay, here's your assignments, record them, upload them, and then the lesson will be us reviewing those assignments together, and then some playing together. When you do pre-recorded stuff on Zoom, both ends can hear it very well. But when you're trying to transmit sound live, it's much more hit or miss.
Well, so how do you know they're not recording, who's like a famous
like Chet Baker or
Chet
something like that.
Baker.
Week, you sound fantastic. Yeah.
And Rhonda, are you teaching, is it opera singing you're teaching or more just general?
All musical theater.
Oh, okay.
Theater. I teach at the Florida School of the Arts, and then I teach privately at home too. And most of my students come from the Performing Arts High School in Jax, which is a really good school. So I've been very fortunate. It's been great, but it's almost all musical theater stuff.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. It's been great.
We've been very fortunate. I lost all of my freelance gigs because of the quarantine, but most of that income got made up with different types of teaching that kind of came up, different opportunities like that. So that's nice. And it wasn't like we completely relied on that part of it anyway. So we've been super fortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. So Neil was, he does a lot of tutoring.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he teaches now online, but he lost a lot of his tutoring gigs as well. But he still has some.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and then he also used to do summer classes. So he was worried that he won't have that income either. But it looks like they will have online summer classes.
That's
So
good.
now they're just figuring out what the fall's going to look like.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. We're in that too.
Yeah, a lot of my teaching will be online, whether or not the
we have one daughter at Syracuse, and they already sent us a notice. They raised the tuition, and we're like, okay, this is really nice. Going to probably be online, and you're raising the tuition.
Oh man,
doesn't seem to fit for me, but that hurts. But
already
I want
the fall. Did they already say it was online for the fall?
Well, not exactly. We have our one daughter who goes to the new school in Manhattan. They're kind of intimating that it's going to be online in the fall, maybe even the spring, which really is upsetting for her. But for Syracuse, no, they're welcoming the students back, and they're saying they're going to be some sort of residential instruction, and I don't really know what that means. So it's kind of confusing. I don't know what that means. I mean, she's pre-med. I mean, to be in a class 250 person lecture hall, I don't see how you do that. Unless they just have masks, and I mean, I don't know. It's a little scary, to be honest. So I'm not sure. But anyway, we did enough COVID tonight. We're not going COVID tonight. But I wanted to tell Neil, because Neil's a physics professor, that our Erin, who is a physics major, she was supposed to be at Syracuse this summer doing an internship with her professor. But so luckily they're letting her do it from home. Okay. And she's actually getting paid, which is cool. But I wrote it down because I don't know what this is. But she's doing computational modeling of biological tissues. So whatever that means. But she's figuring out, what's the program called? I don't know, some program she had to learn how to code and how molecules move, and it's pretty cool. So I wanted to tell you that.
Like kind of biophysics, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That's
so
really, that sounds
she's enjoying it. Oh, she just finished her first year, so she's got some time. But it's pretty cool that she's with a research group and she's the only undergraduate there. So that's kind of nice.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm proud of her.
She must be a genius like her parents.
I guess.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that. I often say, I don't know whose child you are. I really don't know where she came from. She's very smart.
And she got your singing too, so.
That's right.
You think so? Yeah, you know what? She tried out for 3 a cappella groups at Syracuse and didn't get into any. So it's they do a lot of, musical theater there and a lot of a big program for music. So yeah,
it's a
not
great.
Very political or something.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, big time.
They're in musical theater.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom and Dad. My in-laws just joined.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Pops.
You guys are muted.
You're on mute.
We can't hear you. Mom and Dad, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Let me see if I can unmute you.
Mom and Dad are coming in. We'll go out. Miss,
Yeah,
happy
we'll say
birthday.
bye.
Bye,
Thank
Miss
you
Brady.
for having us. We had so
Hey,
much
thanks.
fun. Nice to meet you guys. Marcus, I'll see you around the hospital.
Yeah,
Bye,
stay
guys.
safe.
Bye, guys. Yeah, stay safe. Bye now.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Happy
Bye.
birthday. Thanks, Neil.
That's great.
Hey, Mom and Pa.
Neil, you must have us muted.
No, I unmuted you.
Oh, okay.
No, we
Now
can hear
you're
you.
unmuted.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to tell those people, you got to watch that Syracuse, a real party school.
Yeah, right.
I invested too much in that place.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Painful memories.
Hi, folks. Hi, Emma. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks for joining.
You're still 39.
Yes, exactly.
Or is it 29? Maybe I insulted you.
Yeah, maybe you're going back. But we have Marcus and Sonia here. They're
Hi,
from
Marcus.
Ridgewood.
Hi, Sonia.
We've met you before, certainly.
So Marcus was my doctor through the COVID thing.
I know. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And have you met Randy and Rhonda Tinnen? They used to live in Ridgewood, but they now live in Jacksonville. They've been living in
Nice.
Oh, lucky people. Not Jacksonville, New Jersey.
No, Florida.
Lucky people.
There's the Knopflers.
Hi, Jim and Lizanne.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
You're muted, Jim and Lizanne.
I'll unmute you.
Oh, look at that.
Ah,
That's right.
that's
Oh,
really
nice
nice.
fish. Is that your fish tank?
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's
That's cool.
Lizanne, you're muted. We can't hear you. Okay. All right. They'll try to.
What's that?
They'll get
unmute.
unmuted
They'll get
eventually.
unmuted. Tinnen, you know the Knopflers, right?
Huh? Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
We can't hear you. Anyway, so Mom and Dad, how's things in Allentown, Center Valley area?
Very good. Very good. We went last night to a drive-by 90th birthday party for a friend.
Oh, that's
Can you imagine that?
That's cool.
That's really cool.
He'll never forget that birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Coda. Hello, Coda.
Kara calls him COVID, but anyway, that's good.
Yeah. That's terrible. So, doctor, tell me, do you practice out of Valley Hospital?
I do.
It's
I'm
been
a
a rough place, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was like a war zone for a while. It's gotten a lot better.
Good.
Better. But for 2 or 3 weeks there, it was like a nightmare. You did not want to be in the hospital.
I believe it. I believe it. I kept tabs on New Jersey through Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
For a couple of months now, and I watch the data. So.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Well, things seem to be turning the corner, so hopefully we will continue moving in a good direction.
I hope so. Yeah, we just pray that it does.
But it looks like you guys stayed safe. You look great.
For the most part, we're Eastern Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Our area is the last one to go into yellow, I guess. Yellow? Yeah. The last one because of the proximity to New Jersey. Phillipsburg, New Jersey got hit bad.
Mm.
Did it really?
Yeah, there was a church there that had 25 people with the virus and 1 died.
Oh.
It's it was not good. And that was right in the beginning. These people, it was not even at the point where people were quarantined. So someone got exposed to it, and it spread like wildfire in Phillipsburg.
Oh, it's awful.
So yeah, it was
That's all
sad.
it takes. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Glad to see that you made it. You must have had your wife pretty scared for a couple of months.
Well, yeah, she, I mean, I couldn't even enter the house, you know. You hit the house, you strip down, everything washed, you go take a shower. You wipe down the car. Yeah, you just, you know, I had to, you know, she's like standing guard when I entered the door.
Well, Loretta stands guard too. Loretta stands guard too. She makes sure I do what my son says. Wipe your the bottoms of your shoes with the alcohol and everything else. So yeah, everything else. So hello there.
Both Sonia and my mother-in-law Loretta are nurses, so they're good at stuff like that. You know, like making sure.
Oh yeah.
We're trying, that's for sure.
Yeah, trying.
No, the nurses don't play, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. They're tough. They're tough.
Now, Jim and Stan, what did you guys have another birthday too?
We did. We actually we were supposed to do a drive-by with Alberto, but then he ended up leaving like really early in the morning today. I guess it was supposed to be a surprise, and then he said, "Well, I think I'm going to go now." I guess that Olga didn't know. So, but other than that, no other birthdays. We just.
So you just put the happy birthday up for Emmett?
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's so nice.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Transpiration. It's supposed to represent our seafood class. So it has a cooking fish, fish, and then happy birthday at the top. And these are Filipino symbols. Not quite sure what of, but
Yes, that's our sun symbol. It's actually on our flag, because our flag is a sun with 12 beams to represent the 12 what used to be our 12 territories or 12 provinces.
Oh, okay. So that was good. That was good that I chose that symbol.
You did good, Lizanne. And so our seafood class, Lizanne, Jim, and us, and a few other friends went to a Korean cooking class. It was quite an undertaking. A large group of people, and we were broken up into 4 teams. And our team did like a seafood pancake, clams and oyster pancake. And then another team, each team did like a different dish, and it was all filmed and shown on YouTube for a Korean audience. It was sponsored by a Korean seafood company. Cool. Yeah. So that was quite fun. It was quite a to-do. So.
Yep. Jim and Lisanne were naturals. I mean, they were like they've been on TV a million times or something.
You guys are still muted. You're muted again.
There.
Yeah.
Demutify yourselves.
That's it. Yes. I'm getting the hang of it now.
Yeah.
I do Zoom all the time, so I don't know why I'm having such difficulty managing it.
Emma, did your family from the Philippines, were they able to join this or no?
Not yet. We had friends from the Philippines. Quite a few joined earlier. I don't know if my family's joining, hopefully, but they are late risers.
Oh.
And I've talked to them already, so they may feel like, they don't have to wake up early to talk to me. So.
Right. What's the time difference?
12 hours.
12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was 13 because in the fall and winter it's 13. So I thought it would be a reasonable time for them, but but they move the clock. When it moves when we spring forward and fall back. So
Well, we move the clock.
we
You know?
move the clock. Yeah.
Right.
So
We lost Neil and them.
Oh.
Yeah, what happened to you?
We lost the Knopflers.
They're upside down though. Are you guys doing headstands or something?
We are
making an attempt.
We're very smart. We've been practicing during
but-
the isolation, our moves.
You guys, one hand headstand push-ups. Those are pretty easy.
I don't know why we're upside down now.
Hey, oh, you're almost there. You are.
Getting us dizzy.
So how's the family? Jim and Lizanne have their family in Florida and then California. How's the family doing?
They're all doing great.
Very good. They JJ, who lives in Florida, our grandson who's 7, he is pale as a ghost. I don't like to say anything because usually he has this nice tan, but he has not seen the light of day
he's
in
hardly
months.
been out. Yeah.
So Kenny's taking her out now just to I guess hit balls behind their apartment building. They have like a lake and grassy area. But they have a pool, like a bunch of pools and things like that all closed down. So they can't use that. They just finally opened up the sidewalks just for walking. Before that, you weren't allowed to walk. I mean, they were very serious in Florida. They took it very serious.
Where in Florida are they?
They're in a place called Doral. It's a little bit northwest of Miami, very close to the airport.
Okay, yeah.
Like a new community.
Yeah, Miami
It's
was
all
tough.
just, farmland.
But even their athletic fields are all shut down. They've got beautiful basketball courts, soccer fields, and baseball diamonds, and even in their little community, they're not allowed to use them at all.
Yeah. I have friends in the west coast of Florida, and that's been really opened up for quite a while. I don't think they ever shut the golf courses down.
Really?
Sarasota County.
I think
Sarasota
that-
County. Yeah.
Miami-Dade County had the highest incidence of the
yeah.
virus. So it was where we are had the highest incidence in New Jersey, I think. Where they are had the highest incidence in Florida. And where my son is in Sherman Oaks in LA, that had the highest incidence in California. So I don't know what it was about us, but
Stay away from the binoculars, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Oh my
That's why
gosh.
you're all pale.
It's all those metropolitan areas that everybody likes to live in, I guess,
Hmm.
or close to. Hey, Rhonda.
Hi.
Hi, Randy.
Good to see you.
Oh my
Good to see you
goodness, good to
guys.
see you.
Long time.
Yeah. Great to see you.
Good to see you guys.
I was thinking of that time you performed at the Ridgewood Library.
Oh yeah.
Done like that mini concert or performance for everyone. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Definitely.
What have you guys been up to?
Oh, just
Inside? Are you isolating with your kids or what's going on there?
No, and I think that is definitely good.
I know, I hear you.
We got 1 in Brooklyn and 2 in St. Paul, Minnesota. Everybody's doing fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
We're very busy. We're teaching a lot, teaching online, and so it's good. We've been doing okay.
That's
Oh,
good.
it's good to hear.
Yeah, we do everything by Zoom.
Yeah.
So I had a COVID birthday, and it was the best birthday ever. Because my family's in Nova Scotia, and normally I never spend my birthday with my immediate family from way back. And this time it was like 19 people, like 3/4 of them were from Canada, and the other were from like all over the States, and it was really great. It was first time I've spent in 43 years my birthday with my family.
Great.
It's really nice.
That's it.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
I was gonna say, I was telling everybody that Kara's gonna go back to Canada in a couple weeks. So, yeah, she loves it up there. But we're worried that because we can't go into Canada, she can go because she's a student, But
Right.
Oh,
worried that
okay.
if we can't go, we might not see her till Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Time, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess she could always come home or whatever for, maybe in October or something.
Did they say what they're going to do? Start their planning for the fall semester, or is
Yeah,
it still going to be online? Or
Already online, yeah.
wow.
So she's thinking whether she would even go to school in the fall. So I don't know. That's all kind of up in the air. What she would do in the fall.
Yeah, I feel like the kids are not, too enthusiastic about the online learning. And then, Dave and Edie, who were on the call earlier, were saying that not only are they online, but then they're raising tuition. So that's a little.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
Goodness.
sounds
That's awful.
that sounds a little rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's just not right. Nobody should raise anything during this.
Yeah, right.
well, some schools might actually fold because
Yeah.
a lot of kids are opting to postpone going in or going to yeah, especially the very expensive schools. A lot of them are opting to go somewhere else because why pay $60,000-$70,000 a year when it's it's an online class. So
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Wow.
and yeah. And then the other funny thing is, who were we talking? Yeah, we were talking to friends of ours who are real estate. Like, you guys, some of you guys know the Burritos from next door. They said that the home prices are actually very solid and even going higher because a lot of people from New York, from the cities, are trying to move out here to the boroughs. I think, at least temporarily, some are renting, some are maybe buying, but they just feel it's easier, to live out here than in the city during this time. So,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll rent our place out for a while,
But then we have to live somewhere, though. So, are you finding that, Sonia? The prices are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the house we closed on 3 weeks ago was in a bidding war.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. So
My friend Phil from New York, Neil, he's in an apartment on Fifth Avenue, down near Columbus Circle, I think. And he said his whole floor is empty except for him and his partner.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
That's it. People moved out to the Hamptons or down to Florida or wherever they had another place to go. Yeah.
And there was an article in the newspaper today saying that Jersey Shore, the Hamptons, all these places are trying to keep all the New Yorkers out because they don't want them to bring the, so they're not, no Airbnbs, no short-term rentals, no, they're closing, no parking, you can only park in the streets if you're a resident because they don't want, the New Yorkers to bring all the, the virus with them.
Yeah.
Well, I heard though Long Island was pretty hard hit with the virus.
Yeah, where my sister worked, they were pretty swamped, but being Northwell was well prepared though. They jumped up on things very quickly, so they made sure they had enough protective gear and things like that. They were very supportive of the staff, made sure that they were being well taken care of, and made sure they were being heard and cared for. So things went pretty good initially.
Now, is Northwell just one hospital, or is that a bunch of hospitals?
Well, it's conglomerate. I think there's about 8 hospitals in it, something like that.
Jim's sister is
My sister's
head nurse
at
one.
one.
So we got to hear the whole ground zero, feedback on what's going on there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know that Andrew Cuomo does a lot of his press conferences from Northwell, I've noticed.
Yeah.
If they're pretty tight.
Yeah, they've worked really well together with him.
That's CEO of Northwell, or whatever he's called. Yeah.
Like the Filipino community in New York, well, I guess all over the world has been especially hard hit because we have so many healthcare workers, nurses who are Filipino. So
absolutely. Right.
Yeah, the stats that I hear are, I think we make up about 6%. This is nationwide, 6% of healthcare workers, although we only make up about 1% of the population.
Wow.
And then we tend to live in the urban areas, and we tend to live in extended families. So not just couples and their kids, but they have their aunts and their parents, the grandparents, the in-laws. So many of them are frontline workers. Then they come home and they're ill. And then so instead of giving it to 1 or 2 or 3 people, they're giving it to an extended family, So that community, there's been a lot of
Wow.
effect, especially like in Queens. Those are big areas, But and the UK and London has a lot. So
Really?
yeah.
Hello?
So, but
Now, Jim, were you and your wife neighbors of Neil and Ridgewood?
Yeah, we live at opposite ends. So Neil and Emmett are up north, and we're as far south as you can go in Ridgewood.
Yeah, well, you look familiar, so we must have met you somewhere along the way.
Yeah, we've met a couple times. Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah, and we're very fortunate because we back right up onto a park. Our backyard opens up into the county park. So I feel like I've got this big, expansive yard, even though it's not mine. But it's quite a nice thing to have.
Are you
Good, yeah. So you're still a northerner, you're still a Jerseyite.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Yeah, not,
Long Island boy originally.
oh boy. Well, we're planning on trying to get to the Jersey Shore on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. We've got our badges, we got them in the mail.
Oh, you did already? Oh, that's a great idea.
We got them in the mail, and we're on their mailing list, and we get season badges. So I don't know whether they look at and see where you're from. If you're from Pennsylvania, maybe they let you come.
That's right.
If you're from New York, maybe they don't send you the badges.
Now, which community do you have them for?
Manasquan,
Okay.
across the inlet from Point Pleasant.
Yes, yeah. Because they were saying Point Pleasant's gotten hit pretty hard. Okay.
Neil?
Yes.
There's a whole group of people, Grace, Neil, Babette, and 2 more people that keep calling my phone.
That's weird. I don't know how that's happening.
I don't know why they're getting my phone, but they're trying to get
on
on
my
the
phone.
chat.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, thanks.
We're gonna-
Let me know.
A whole bunch
New
of
way to
people
communicate.
want to be in on the party. And they
Yeah, we're gonna jump off in case the
Okay,
number of
but-
people, it becomes an issue, okay?
Yeah. Happy
All right,
birthday.
so happy birthday, Emma.
All right,
Enjoy
love you
the
guys.
rest of the day,
thank
and
you.
enjoy the Lord's Day tomorrow. God bless
Okay.
you both.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Here.
Bye-bye.
How Grace is.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and sign off too. We love you so much.
Okay, guys. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. So if anybody
Bye,
needs
Randy.
to go, that's
Rhonda.
cool. And so thanks so much for wishing Emmett a happy birthday. And it's great seeing some old
Great.
faces, and I mean not old faces, but haven't seen for a long time.
Some old
Oh,
that was good, Neil. I like it.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Good to see
Great
you
to see
guys.
you.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of get off the line here too.
All right.
But-
Guys, thank you.
Yeah, it's great seeing you guys. Hope
You
you
too.
Nice to see you.
hope you continue the rest of your birthday. Be special. Great seeing you guys, Jim and
Bye,
Lisanne.
guys.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
you look great.
Hey, are you trying to join? Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you for
I'm trying to figure out
calling.
how to shut this down. I don't even know, but
Oh, good. Good. Wait, I'm still on the call, so let me just say good.